Why play Samira ADC? Let me break it down. Samira is not just an ADC, she's a complete one-woman army. If you love champions that thrive on outplays, high risk, high reward mechanics, pick Samira. She brings something unique to the bot lane. She's not just a sit back, farm, auto attack ADC, she's a hybrid fighter. She can auto attack with at a range, she can auto attack with a melee sword. Oh, and don't forget about her passive. From D to S, right? It's like an almost arcade game. You're getting these style points. You're playing around this passive that's really kind of fun. And it makes the game a little bit more enjoyable because you're worried about this extra mechanic, but it's not too difficult to get away with. All right, and last but not least, let's talk about her carrying potential. When you get fed in the bot lane early game, there's no stopping this champ. She thrives in chaotic team fights. She can turn small leads into insane plays very quickly. And it's not just about mechanics with this champ either. It's about your knowledge about where to be in the fights and just making every single moment count. Alrighty, let's break down all of Samira's abilities. First up is her passive. The first part of her passive is a 6-stack letters from E to S that gives 2.5% move speed per stack. You have to use a different ability or attack from the previous one to get a new letter. The second part of this passive is if she is in melee range, she gets an additional 11 magic damage increase up to 22 based on the target's missing health. Okay, the third part of her passive is that if an enemy is immobilized, she will dash to the enemy, and if the enemy is knocked up, she will keep them knocked up for at least 0.5 extra seconds. Samira's Q is a straight shot. When in melee range, this becomes a cone in front of her. Alright, onto her W. Samira slashes in a circle around her for 0.75 seconds, dealing physical damage to every enemy inside the circle. This also blocks all projectiles that enter the area or are already in it. Samira's E is a dash through enemies or structures. She slashes past them, dealing magic damage, gaining attack speed for 3 seconds afterwards. She can also use Q during this ability to empower it. If an enemy is killed within 3 seconds of Samira damaging them, this ability's cooldown is reset. After maxing out Samira's passive, you get access to Samira's ultimate. She will spin around in circles, shooting 10 times over 2 seconds to every single enemy. Each shot will deal physical damage, applying lifesteal at 50% effectiveness, and can critically strike. Samira's first combo is going to be Auto Q Auto. This is going to be mostly used for poke in lane. For a basic Samira combo, you're going to want to auto attack, WEQ auto, and finish off with ultimate. During team fights, you'll want to get as many auto Q autos as possible before E'ing into the enemy team and ultimate. Try to save your flash for these endeavors as well, so that way you can flash around the fight. A tip with Samira's W, you can use this ability to both block skill shots and deal damage and get 2 letters if you E. A simple combo if there's an enemy with CC like Morgana in front of you is to auto attack them. When they use their CC ability, use your W to block it, EQ through them, finish off with ult. For skill order, you're going to want to start E, then Q, then W. For max order, you're going to want to max Q, then E, then W, taking ult whenever you can. For Samira's runes, we're going with Precision as the primary tree and Domination as secondary. Take Conquer as your primary keystone for extended fights and massive healing. Followed up with Triumph, Bloodline, and Last Stand to maximize damage and healing while you're low on health. For Domination, grab Taste of Blood for extra healing and trades, and Treasure Hunter to snowball faster. Top it off with Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and Scaling Health for your stat shards. For build, go Collector, then Boots of Swiftness, then Infinity Edge. Follow that up with either Lord Dominic's Regard or Mortal Reminder. Then build Bloodthirster, finishing off your build with either Guardian Angel or Immortal Shieldbow. Let's talk about how to play Samira in every stage of the game. In the early game, your main priority is farming. Still look to be aggressively trading and going for all lands based on your support CC, but remember, farm is your priority. Still, don't shy away from skirmishes if you have an advantage. Once you get your first item, it's time to shine. The mid game is where you are strongest after getting Collector. Samira is a skirmisher master, so make sure to play around roaming to get picks and team fighting with your team using your E to dive into fights after they burn their CC. Be careful though. Messing up a combo can make you incredibly useless in team fights because you're incredibly squishy, so make sure to land it. In the late game, Samira's game plan doesn't change very much. However, getting items like GA means you can be more aggressive than ever. Still play around team fighting for Baron and Elder, and now you're ready. By mastering Samira from her combos to how to play each phase of the game, you are ready to dominate your elo.